Hey guys, welcome back to PristineZReads. So today, as you might notice, I'm doing something different. I have some friends with me and we're going to be reviewing Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger, book number 1 in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series. So things are going to go a little differently today, but I will walk you guys through it all. So first I'm going to introduce my friends. This one is Nikki, and Shammah, Hannah, and Hallie. All right, so let's get started. So this is the no spoilers video. If you would like the super spoiler version, please check out my super spoiler video. All right, let's get started with my summary first. So Keeper of the Lost Cities starts out with us meeting Sophie Foster, a 12-year-old girl that is also a high school senior and has received a full scholarship to Yale University. Sophie's incredibly bright and talented, but often is looked down on by the other people in her class because she's super smart, has a photographic memory, and never really has to pay much attention in school. She is also a telepath, but doesn't know it fully at the time, just knows that she can hear thoughts. Then one fatal day while Sophie's class is on a field trip to the Natural History Museum, she encounters a strange boy named Fitz Vacker, who's holding a newspaper that has an article about Sophie's scholarship from Yale. Fitz asks Sophie some weird questions, freaking her out when he notices her ability to read thoughts, as it turns out he's a telepath too. She runs away, but Fitz chases her and tells her she's an elf, and he's been looking for her for years. Sophie laughs at him and tries to leave, but Fitz uses a crystal pendant to light leap her, which basically means they use light to dissolve their bodies into particles, and let the light channeled by a crystal carry them to the place where the light's headed. And he light leaps her to Eternalia, the elven capital of the Lost Cities. Eternalia is a stunning place with castles built out of crystal, beautiful, and power elves ruling the cities, and is well hidden by careful illusion from the humans. Sophie is shocked and terrified also, as this means her whole life, family, and school are a lie. Fitz returns Sophie to San Diego, and the next day he brings her to live in the Lost Cities for good. He brings her to Everglen, his home, which Sophie thinks is actually a palace because of the size. And there Sophie meets Fitz's family, his dad Alden, his mom Della, and his sister Bianna. She finds out that she was implanted in the human society as a baby to grow unnoticed by the elves until Alden found some human articles that led him to her. Apparently, Sophie is the strongest telepath the world has ever seen, with an impenetrable mind, tremendous mind energy, and the potential to become the greatest keeper ever. And a keeper is an elf that's charged with protecting the lost cities. So Sophie is distraught at having to leave her human family, as the elves had to wipe their memories of her from her family's brains. And as Sophie struggles to adjust, Alden calls 3 members of the council, which are the rulers of the elves, to test Sophie to see if she's a real elf. And if so, does she qualify for Foxfire? Foxfire is the elite elven academy, and if she doesn't make it, she'll be sent to Exilium, the school for the worst kids. Counselors Bronte, Kenrick, and Orlai are here to see if Sophie can make it. Bronte votes no. He's a pretty grumpy dude that doesn't know how to smile. And Kenrick and Orly vote yes, so Bronte's outnumbered. Meanwhile, Sophie's going through an adoption process and goes to live at a place called Havenfield with Grady and Adeline Ruin, scarred by a tragic accident that resulted in their daughter's death a long time ago. When Sophie starts her term at Foxfire, she gets a lot of judgmental comments, as she's been raised differently and has brown eyes instead of blue, which is what all elves have. People think she's a freak, and her classes and mentors are difficult. Despite her challenges, Sophie starts to have fun and make friends, including normally hyper but friendly Gency Babelos, the first to befriend her, disheveled but fun Morella Redek, brilliant alchemist and loyal friend Dex Disney, who also happens to be her adopted cousin, master mischief maker and notorious stitcher of sessions Keith Sensen, pampered but loyal Bianna Vacker, and of course quiet but sweet Fitz Vacker, quickly become good friends with her. Even with her new friends, Sophie struggles with unlearning all her human knowledge and learning things the elf style. Sophie starts to find out disturbing truths about her origin, and finds out she's been genetically altered to have multiple rare abilities, such as an inflictor, which gives her the ability to inflict pain on people, and a polyglot, which lets her speak every language naturally. When Sophie makes the disturbing link between the people who might have created her and the people who might have set the fire that killed Grady and Adeline's daughter, her whole world is shaken to its foundations, and her discovery leads to danger for herself and her friends. People have been hiding her existence, and it looks like she is special enough to have a keeper named Prentice be willing to have his sanity shattered in order to protect her. Her creators have been implanting memories in her mind that lead her to shocking discoveries. What other secrets are buried in her memory, and what will they mean to her newfound world? Will she be able to control her powers and save her world, or will her abilities destroy it and tear it apart at the seams? You'll have to find out. All right, so next up will be the morals. I'm going to hand it over to Nikki. She's going to take off with the worldviews. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Shannon Messenger is not a Christian author, but she holds very good moral standards, like when Sophie does something wrong, she's always punished, so there's a strong standard of right and wrong. I have found that no other prominent worldviews here. I did not say that wrong. I have found no other prominent worldviews here. There was one scene when Sophie saw a T-Rex named Verdi in the Havenfield pasture because it's Grady and Adeline's job to take care of animals, and Verdi had feathers. I know evolutionists think dinosaurs had feathers, but Messenger didn't say anything specifically about evolution. I know you might also think that I'm being paranoid, but it's kind of our job as a Christian book review channel. So, yeah, I did think that one sentence in the beginning, and I quote, "It explained why she always felt out of place around the slender blonde among her chubby brunette family." I definitely think that could have been phrased better, but I think Messenger wrote that to emphasize how out of place Sophie felt despite, well, oh man, I'm going to say. But I think Messenger wrote that to emphasize how out of place Sophie felt. Despite the many things that might be called magic, such as light leaping, which means they let light break down their bodies into tiny particles and travel on a beam of light, they don't call it that, and instead Fitz says it's just the way their world works. This is a fantasy novel, so there will obviously be lots of unrealistic elements. The world building is crazy good and very complex, and it would take us a long time to explain all of it, but hopefully us and Pristine will be able to get to more we'll be able to get to more of it in videos in the rest of the series.
Yep, thank you, Mickey. So next up is going to be violence, and Shammah, would you like to take over that?
All right, so there's nothing graphic or gory in the books because elves are very sensitive and any violence will shatter their minds. So that's basically it for violence.
All right, thanks so much, Shammah. Next up is foul language. Are you okay to do that, Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There's mention of some people muttering a bunch of words that could earn him a month of detention, or she said a few words that she wasn't supposed to say, but there's no specific words given, and we don't really want to know what elven cursing is like. Some stuff like that, but no particular words. There are also some playful teasing and name-calling, but it was all fun in game.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, Hallie, would you like to do the drug section next?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a spoiler alert, but so feel free to skip if you don't want a spoiler alert. But when Sophie and Dex get kidnapped and held hostage, their captors use drugs and sedatives to render them unconscious. So obviously it's not by their will, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, okay, thanks so much, Hallie. So I'm going to do romance next. So Sophie has a crush on Fitz from the moment she meets him and frequently gets teased by Keith and sometimes Dex about it, as Dex has a strong dislike of the Backer family. That's pretty much it. It doesn't start getting more complicated till later in the books, but yeah. Okay, so now I am going to give my rating, recommended age level, and then I'm going to have everybody else give their own ratings and their own opinions, what they liked and didn't like about the books. Okay, so I'm going to give this 5 stars. Messenger is truly a tremendous author. Her writing is perfect with the awesome balance of action, danger, suspense, and yes, even romance. This book kept me on my toes the entire time, and it only gets better as you go along in the series. World building was crazy complicated, and Messenger's imagination is amazing. Seriously, I never think of elves, gnomes, ogres, trolls, or dwarves the same way now. I'm going to put the age level at 11 plus because of the complexity of the story, although the content is certainly appropriate for 9 or 10 plus. I know technically it says that it's for 8 to 12, but I think I'm going to put it at 11 plus. And that being said, it's also sure to please teens and adults. We're all teenagers here, and I keep rereading the series because, like, I always notice something new every time. So I love the first one so much, and it just keeps getting better as you progress through the series. So, Mickey, do you want to give us your rating and your own thoughts now?
Sure. So I know that some of you guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm only going to give this book a 4.8 stars because I don't feel like it's right to give a book a perfect 5-star rating just personally. Because let's be honest, there's nothing perfect. It's not going to be the most perfect, incredible thing ever written, no matter how good the author is. And that being said, Shannon Messenger is an incredible author, and the first time that I read the books, I was reading it from a reader's point of view, and I loved it. It was absolutely incredible. And now I'm writing my own book, and I'm reading it from a writer's perspective, and it's equally as incredible, if not even more impressive. And I'm gonna say the age rating, I don't know. It is a very complicated book, and it gets a little bit darker as the books go on. But I'm gonna say it would be a 10 plus, and obviously up. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Mickey. Now, Shammah, do you want to give us your rating and your own thoughts and stuff?
Okay, so I found these books basically by accident, and I've loved them ever since. So I'm going to give them a 5-star. For rating, I would give them a 10 plus, only because the books are very complicated and long, so they might be a little harder for younger readers to go through. But if you're younger than 11 and you like longer books, then I think they're fine. But like Mickey said, they do get darker as they go through a little, but I still think they're really amazing.
All right. Thank you, Shammah. Hannah, do you want to give your rating and thoughts now?
Sure. I would rate this book 5 stars. I really like all of the characters and the development of each character and the personalities, and like how like they all like met each other even though they're on different paths. I didn't there was nothing that I didn't like everything was great, and I would agree I would give it a 10 plus because like later on the romance and like the villain and stuff start getting worse. Well, not worse, but like...
Yeah, we're complicated. All right. Thanks so much, Hannah. Hallie, do you want to give your rating and thoughts now?
Yeah, so I'm going to give this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, only because it's the first book. Sometimes like there's not as much action in the first book as there is in the second book. I really like the book though because like Hannah said, the character development and also how the mood of like the setting is, and how Shannon Messenger just like pulls all the settings together and makes a whole map, and like it's planned out. Everything is just so detailed, and the backstories of everyone who like they've mentioned so far, because not everyone's backstories are mentioned in this book. Like they make sense, and they make perfect sense. My age recommendation would be 10 plus too, because like it's complicated and it gets even more like darker, like everyone else said. So yeah.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. I really hoped you liked this video. Just wanted to try something different. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I've placed links to this book, Shannon Messenger's website, and also there's one other link that I found. It's another link to a YouTube channel called the KOTLC Fanbase, and basically it's just a video channel that uploads videos about Keeper, like things like they rank different abilities, and it's really fun. So for huge fans of the series, I definitely recommend checking out that channel too. So I have all those links in the description below, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye! Please, help yourselves, he added, pointing to the domed platters in front of each guest.
Thank you. I will help myself. Whoop.
Sophie uncovered hers and fought to hide her grimace. Black strips and purple mushy glop didn't exactly scream, "Eat me." She forced herself to take a bite, stunned when the purple goop tasted like the juiciest cheeseburger ever. What is this stuff?
Good for you for trying it, Sophie. You know, everything is edible when you put your mind to it. You know, like I said, you could eat the carpet if you wanted to. You just gotta channel your mental energy and stuff and put a little oomph in it, you know? Anyways, purple goop, even if it tastes like juicy cheeseburgers, even if it's purple and it looks disgusting and all, who are you to ignore the flavor? I mean, like, just enjoy the taste, man.
That's mashed carnissa root. The black strips are umber leaves, Alvin explained.
If the carnissa root tastes like cheeseburgers, then the umber leaves can't be that bad. I mean, like, cheeseburgers and carnissa root both start with C's, you know? See the resemblance there I'm getting to?
Sophie took a bite of umber leaf. Tastes like chicken.
I knew it! I knew the umber leaves couldn't taste that bad. Like, chicken is the best! Like, my owners give it to me sometimes, but like they say it can't be salted or anything because like I die, but like who cares about dying? I don't even know what that means. Like, what's dying, Pristine? Oh, whatever. Like, I want to eat chicken every single day of my life, but my owners won't let me. They say it's unhealthy. And like, chicken. No, that's weird. Let me do. I could be a chicken. No, like, but that would mean I have to eat myself. So let's just stick with me being me and the chicken being a chicken, you know.
You eat animals? Fitz asked in a tone that would have made more sense if she said she'd ate toxic waste. Sophie nodded, squirming when Fitz grimaced. I take it elves are vegetarians. Everyone nodded.
He's a vegetarian? I couldn't be one day a vegetarian. I wouldn't survive. I feel faint. Like right now I'm gonna pass out. Ugh.